Welcome to the Sunday service at CSLN. We are a welcoming and inclusive community of inspired individuals caring for and about each other and the entire planetary family. The Center for Spiritual Living Nashville offers spiritual tools for anyone seeking a more fulfilled and meaningful life through a deeper connection with a higher power or universal truths. Be sure to subscribe below if you enjoy our programs. Now let's join today's service.
Good morning. Right. Hi, I'm Marietta Carter. I'm a practitioner, a member of the Board of Trustees, but most importantly, I'm your host today for today's service. It's my pleasure to welcome you to Sunday morning at the Centers for Spiritual Living Nashville. I'm also going to welcome everybody who's watching online, and would like to invite all of those watching online to come here in person and be with us at our center in Nashville, Tennessee. We're excited today because our speaker is our longtime friend, Reverend Rosemary Cathcart. The title of her talk, you can give it up. Y'all want to give it up? The title of her talk is Gratitude Multiplies Itself. I'm also pleased to welcome our own community member, our renowned Gordon Ellis, our guest singer for today. And in case you're wondering, who are we? We are an inclusive, open-minded spiritual community. We're for anyone who is seeking a deeper understanding of God. So if you've never been to a Center for Spiritual Living before, we believe that there is one God, many paths to that God, and we are here to love and honor, support you, whatever your path may be. The Center for Spiritual Living is a safe haven for all people. It's a safe haven for all beliefs and lifestyles. So wherever you find yourself on your path, on your journey, you're welcome here. So welcome to our center. And now let's begin our service. I invite you to close your eyes and take a deep breath. I invite you to place your hand over your heart and feel that power, that creative life force that is within you, that life force that is you, and yet it is so much more than you. This life force created the heavens and the stars, and it's creating now. It's creating with you and for you and through you. So I invite you to know with me that there is one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. That life is your life now. Know with me that we can never be separate from Source. We can never be separate from God. And know that this CSLN community is a beacon of light and love. And I invite you, dear hearts, to let your light shine brightly. We are a part of a divine plan that is making the world work for everyone. And for this, I'm so grateful. I bless Rosemary, Reverend Rosemary, our practitioner, Laura Landers, and Gordon Ellis for their service today. We are truly blessed to be in the presence of such greatness. And for this, I am thankful. And so it is.
So in light of what's been going on in the Middle East last several weeks, I thought this song would be appropriate. Written over 2 decades ago, but still relevant, called One God. The preacher man saying I can only get to heaven his way, preaching up a storm about what's right and wrong and what God has to say. But there's so many churches on this street, and driving down the road it keeps occurring to me. If there's one God, why are we divided? One God, we ought to be united in love. Ain't that the message from above? That there's one God. There's sisters and there's brothers shooting at each other in the Holy Land. All of these divisions over different religions I can't understand. How long will it take till we find that there's a power with a much bigger picture in mind? So if there's one God, why are we divided? One God, we ought to be united in love. Ain't that the message from above? That there's one God, one God. India and Pakistan, Syria, Afghanistan, even in the USA, killing in the name of God, justifying all the blood. Can't we see we're all the same? If there's one God, why are we divided? One God, we ought to be united in love. Ain't that the message from above? If there's one God, why are we divided? One God, we ought to be united in love. Ain't that the message from above?
Thank you, Gordon. That was wonderful. Good morning. I'm Reverend Laura Landris, and today I am reading from The Essential Ernest Holmes and the chapter Untapped Powers in the Self. Each of us should seek that beam of light within and follow it to the great light, the light that is in everything. We must acquiesce to it and surrender all that has made us unhappy, all that has isolated us from it. Surrender. Only then can God fully pronounce itself through us and in us and personalize itself as us. We must awaken ourselves and rediscover the lost paradise, find within us that child who is not afraid of the universe in which he or she lived, who did not deny herself or her God, and who had not listened to the dull, monotonous tune of condemnation. There is a place on the side of the mountain we are all ascending where, having gone beyond the peaks that obstructed the light for us, our ascent reaches an apex where no longer any shadows are cast. This is the light that is spoken of, that lights every person's path. And you believe that you live, believe you are that light. As you believe in the possibility of our own soul, believe it is God. As you believe in God, believe in yourself. So may we affirm, and I invite you to know this for yourself with me. And I invite you to close your eyes. I realize that there is a divine presence at the center of my being. I let this recognition flow through my entire being. I rejoice in this realization. The perfect life of God is in and through me in every part of my being. As the sun dissolves the mist, so my acceptance of life dissolves all pain and discord. I am free. I am free because the spirit of life in me is perfect. I give great thanks for this and accept this realization. I release this, my word, knowing it is so, and together, and so it is.
Complaining to my friend again. Another interview for a job I knew I'd never get. I got nothing but bad luck. Might as well give up, that's what I said. But he said, I don't mean to be rude, but maybe you should check your attitude. If you believe you'll never win, you'll always take it on the chin. You're right. If you think life's on your side and good things come to those who try, you're right. No matter if you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Well, I thought about the things he'd said. I had a no-can-do, born to lose, negative mindset, blaming everybody else, never looking at myself. I was a mess. Oh yes. I tried to deny it for some time, but his words still echoed in my mind. If you believe you'll never win and you'll always take it on the chin, you're right. If you think life's on your side and good things come to those who try, you're right. No matter if you think you can or think you can't, you're right. All right. Well, I know in my heart my friend was right. If you change your thinking, you can change your life. Cause if you believe you'll never win and you'll always take it on the chin, you're right. If you think life's on your side and good things come to those who try, you're right. No matter if you think you can or think you can't, no matter if you think you can or think you can't, you're right.
Thank you, Gordon. And now a great privilege to welcome a good friend of mine, Rosemary Cathcart.
Thank you. Good morning. Wasn't that a great song to start with? Our friend Gary here told me a couple of months ago when I spoke here that that was a quote from Henry Ford. If you believe you can, you will. If you believe you can't, well, you're sunk. So thank you guys for that. It's always such a privilege to be up here in the middle of so much talent. Really makes me grateful. And thanks, Mark Horowitz, for doing such a fine job. Mark was the music director when I joined Religious Science of Nashville, way back when. I finally made it to his phone today. I'm in his contacts now, so it's all good. And we know Larry is having a good time in Manchester, England, I believe. Leeds. Oh my gosh, I got my town wrong. Right country, though, right? I have some exciting news to share with everybody, and I'm really glad I can do this today, talking about how gratitude multiplies itself. The book that I've been working on forever, it seems, Looking for My Good Face, I finished it September 19th, and it's now in the gruesome, my word, stage of polishing and editing. But I am beyond grateful for all the help that I've had along the way. People have just come out of the woodwork to nurture, support, and help me with this. And my goddaughter, Molly Silver, who's brilliantly talented, just moved back here from LA, and she started doing all of my social media. I now am on Instagram. I know, right? Yes, I know. Let me take a bow. So if you could look for me on Instagram, and I had to do a little bit of jiggling to get, the name I've always used is One Heart Ministry, and I've had that for ages. But apparently, One Heart Ministry and One Heart Light are taken, so you can find me at One Heart Ministry Light. There's always a way. There's always a way. We've got to tweak sometimes, but so please look at that, and we know I'm going to be posting something for you to follow. Not yet, but that's coming. So what a timely thing to talk about today when we know that gratitude is a living, breathing thing. It's so true. Does anybody here really know that? That yes, we've got people applauding in the back. Because the more we think in terms of genuine gratitude, like being grateful for just being here today, we are sending that message loud and clear out into the universe that we want more of the same. Thank you. This is good stuff. So just take a deep breath and hear this once again, but listen with your whole body system. We're multiple parts. Gratitude multiplies itself. Could you feel a little lifting inside? Maybe a little bit of hope, a little tickle at the back of your neck. We're going to go on a journey today together into the realm of mindfulness or attentive awareness, attention like no other. We are going to delve into the arena of pure attention without the overlays of judgment or opinion. That's a mouthful. Judgment, opinion, part of our socioeconomic culture right now. But let's just put it aside, because all we're talking about is gratitude, how it opens our hearts, our relationship to gratitude, and let's make that our only focus today. Okay? Can you give it a go? I would be very grateful for your full attention, and if your mind wanders, I sure understand that. But do your best to not kind of go to your left or your right and wonder what your neighbor is thinking or how are they responding. Maybe they're texting. Maybe they're on Facebook, we don't know. But just stay in your lane, okay? It really takes a lot of discipline to be able to stay in your own lane, and it's a slippery thing. But I'd be really grateful for your full attention today. We're such a distracted society that it's easy, very easy, to forget our place or what our real intentions are for any given day. Has that ever happened to you? You have a plan for the day, and then somebody calls and has an emergency, and suddenly their emergency is your emergency? Yeah, so slippery, happens. So what we're going to do to help us settle in a little bit more, we're going to be doing some breathing together. It's called the breath of life for a reason. And when we sit in a community like this, and we all entrain our breath together, we enhance the magic. So, as you're settled in your seats, just kind of look around a little bit, see who your neighbors are. Yep, they're going to be here when you get back, or not. Maybe somebody else will be here. But if you can, and I know it's a natural thing to cross your arms and cross your legs, don't do that. Be an open vessel for this experiment. I know that the purpose of our lives is to constantly give birth to the best that is within us. And as we awaken to the divine intelligence of who we truly are, then we all encourage one another to awaken and the entire world. So as you've settled into your seats, if your eyes aren't closed yet, please trust me. Just close your eyes. I've got a bird's eye view from up here. We're all safe. We're all connected. Now let's begin together by taking a full inhalation of breath in through your nose, feeling that breath of life move throughout your entire physical body, and then exhaling through the mouth. Repeating that same pattern again, inhaling fully through the nose, and then exhaling through the mouth. Now let's repeat this for 3 more rounds of breathing. Number 1, inhaling through the nose, gently, and exhaling through the mouth as easily as you can. Number 2, inhaling easily through the nose, and as you exhale through your mouth, ask your entire body, mind, and spirit system to begin to return to this moment in time. And finally, number 3, inhaling easily through the nose and exhaling just as easily through the mouth, thanking all of your body, your mind, and your spirit for returning fully to this moment in time, in this holy, sacred place. And when you're ready, there's no rush. Just open your eyes really slowly and take a look around, get your bearings. Hello. Small steps like that heal us and literally heal the world when we take a moment. And that was maybe 90 seconds, if that. So let's take stock of what just happened here. I believe we are in a fairly comfortable setting here. At least I like it. I'm assuming that everyone who wanted to have a seat got one. In my personal gratitude practice, I would be thanking the building for being here. I would be thanking the entire board of CSLN for inviting me back. And I would be grateful that the weather kind of evened out. We're not having 90 degrees or thunderstorms. We have a beautiful sunny day. So if you were able to inhale through your nose, you're breathing. If you were able to exhale through your mouth, you also are in command of those senses. We do it a million times a day, but think of all of the mechanics that were going on inside of your physical body, each one a miracle. Don't take it for granted. Do not take it for granted. All of those internal operations happen without our conscious thought, and each one adds to the wealth and the quality of our lives. It's just astonishing the number of miracles that happen around us and the actual miracle that we are. I know we don't wake up usually in the morning thinking, hello, miracle, but why not? Why not? We usually take so many things for granted, don't give it a second thought, but when we become more aware and more conscious and more attentive to everything that's happening, then there's a lot to be grateful for. When Gordon opened with his first song, he referenced all of the troubles we're having in the world. It's a heartache. But I don't think any of us are going to be jumping into action, mobilizing, going anywhere in the world to fight. We have a greater consciousness. And as we come into a sense of internal oneness with who we are, and we take those sacred moments to really breathe and connect, that circle gets wider and wider and wider. And we become a reservoir of peace. That's the first place to start. It's the only place to start. So we're going to do a little heart coherence breathing. This is one breath. Not going to make you breathe the whole thing. Put your right hand right across your heart center and your left hand on top of it. Just close your eyes and say thank you to your body. Just thank you. Thank you to you. You're working all my parts. I appreciate you. I'm grateful to be who I am in this one holy moment. How did that feel? That's a great, quick thing you can do. And I know in the past I've done the heart math breathing, but this is a real quick shortcut. And if you ever get a little rattled, and it's easy to get rattled, wherever you are, just stop and, thank you. Okay, thank you. I've got a body. I've got a body. I'm in physical form. That means I can be an influence to help heal not only myself, but to continue healing the world. We have a divine intelligence operating throughout our entire physical body, and it always responds to appreciation and it responds to gratitude. We have over 300 plus trillion cells in our body, and every single one of those cells hears us. Here's what we're thinking, and immediately those 300 plus trillion cells mobilize to create the thought they've just heard. Woo! I had a teacher, brilliant teacher, for many years, and I watched him. I was so intimidated by him at the beginning. When he would have a malevolent thought or something not appropriate, he'd just erase the air. And finally I asked him, what are you doing? He said, I couldn't catch that thought quick enough to stop it, so I'm erasing it. Anything like that can make you mindful, it's a very good trick. It has been scientifically proven that gratitude has the power to provide us with lasting happiness. Gratitude also facilitates a greater degree of social well-being and genuine caring. Gratitude assists us in our careers, our personal relationships, and in the attainment of our life's goals. That's a lot. To me, that's something to relish and to keep garnering more of every second of our lives. Focused awareness leads toward greater gratitude. Focused awareness leads toward greater gratitude, health, well-being. Think about it. Have you ever been really sick? I mean, really sick. Flu, pneumonia, maybe COVID. Maybe you've had surgery. Maybe you've had a structural surgery to a foot, knees, back, hips. Lying in bed, bemoaning your fate, wondering why the meds aren't working, why the treatment isn't working faster, and you're just lying in that bed thinking, oh my God, when will this end? When will I get relief? Yeah, I've made many bargains with God in those awful, scary, lonely moments, and I'll bet you have too. Those are such private, intimate moments, and it feels overwhelming to express how awful you feel. But then one day, you're okay. Maybe you're not 100%, but things have begun to function better. So much better. Were you full of gratitude? Were you absolutely thanking every body part for working? If not, think back on that occasion right now and just immediately say thank you. You pulled me through that surgery. You got me through that awful experience with pneumonia, flu, COVID. Just slap a name on it. Thank your body. It rectified itself. Our bodies remake ourselves every day. I think it's every 7 years, every cell in your body has been renewed. Why don't we remember that? Just because something happens, that does not need to be our label going forward. The minute something happens, begin talking to your body, telling it, we'll figure this out. We'll figure it out. There's always a way. I've learned that no matter what is happening in my life, if I immediately, and this is what takes thought and presence and awareness, I immediately do whatever I can to stop my runaway brain. And I have a lot of techniques that I work with. I've been blessed by a lot of good teachers. But sometimes it's so overwhelming when you look at what's happening in the heavens, you look at what's happening in the world. Sometimes we just can't catch it. So what I say to myself, okay, wait a minute, you know something. And it sounds ridiculous, right? People pay me to help them through stuff. But I get caught too. It's part of being a human. So if I can make that little statement to myself, like, whoop, wait a minute, wake up, you know something here, then immediately I will be thrown into that paradigm where I know what breathing technique to use. Maybe I need to do a little tapping on my thymus. Maybe I need to do a little EFT. Maybe I need to go sit in my meditation chair and have a few private moments. But grab it. Grab it as fast as you can. And when you're doing that, remember, wait a minute, everything is always working out for me. May not look pretty while it's happening, but ultimately, everything is always working out for you. So try that with yourself, giving thanks ahead of time. If you've got a doctor's appointment coming up, maybe you're scheduled for some medical tests, send that brilliant consciousness out from your third eye to the hospital, the doctor's office, whatever, and say, I'm going to have a good outcome. Begin talking to your body. Thank you. Everything's working. This is going to be so good. The more you do that, the more you become fine-tuned to all of the processes of your body, giving gratitude every day, that you will be the one who knows, ooh, something's a little off kilter here. I wonder who I should talk to, and then allow the name to pop up. I have a fabulous primary care physician, and she said to me woefully a while ago, so I'm your good number 5? Because she knows I talked to my Chinese physician in Houston first. I talked to my homeopath in Bowling Green. I talked to my chiropractor, who's a genius. And then I talked to my nutritionalist. And whatever they tell me, then I tell my primary care, we're doing this. And I looked at her and I said, but you're a really good number 5. And she said, I've never had a patient like you. I said, okay, good. We're breaking new ground. But isn't that taking responsibility for your life, creating your network? Yeah, you're the only one who can do it. Walgreens won't save your life. Although I get a lot of good things from Walgreens. So plan on becoming that astonishing patient who has given so much gratitude and so much thanks to every part of your body that you defy the odds. That they do the scan and they're like, why were you here? Well, my doctor told me to be here. What symptoms did you have? None. What symptoms do you have now? None. It's a miraculous thing when you have that coherent life force energy literally flowing through you, and you are in communication with every one of those 300 plus trillion cells, because they respond to what we're thinking, they respond to what we are expecting. Don't be a woe is me-er. There are too many people like that in the world. Know that you have a divine healing intelligence that is coursing through your body, your mind, and your spirit. You're meant to use it. Don't let it lie dormant. No, don't do that. Because if you've grasped anything about the concept that we live in a world of like attracts like, then you know that the power of attraction is the strongest magnet on the planet. Do not invite illness. Do not invite disaster. Do not invite trauma. Like attracts like. When you combine that awareness with our best asset, our minds, we become elegant and grateful operators of our own divine body-mind system. Live as if it's a true thing, and you will be living the life that Dr. Ernest Holmes referred to as your being, quote, that individual who has complete confidence in your knowledge and understanding of the law of mind, knowing that the law is working for you, you know how to use the law. It guarantees that you will obtain definite results through the use of it, gaining confidence in your ability to use the law daily for specific purposes, gradually building up to an unshakable faith, both in the law and in the possibility of demonstrating it. Isn't that the goal? It's one thing to read a book and read these fabulous statements and then go have a fight with your neighbor. Like, no. If the law is always working for you, part of your bargain being a student of truth and a student of awareness, you then have to demonstrate it. You demonstrate it. That's the whole lesson of why we extend gratitude in every possible life situation. That individual who has complete confidence in your knowledge and understanding of the law of mind would only hold in consciousness the good things like love, ease, appreciation, kindness, gratitude. Our moment-by-moment transformation from a place of fear to love requires that we use the miraculous gift of our mind in harmony with that vortex of infinite depth and knowing, which is the heart. When you combine a coherent connection between this brilliant instrument of the mind and the heart, you and your life automatically become a welcoming home for the art and the demonstration of the law of attraction. Doesn't that sound good? That's something to work toward. Absolutely. It was not lost on me that 2 days after I finished my book, and I have a really good editor who keeps me on my toes, I slipped coming up the front steps in the rain. I immediately gave thanks that I did not fall with a foot that's 3/4 titanium, or that I was not bleeding, or that I didn't break anything. But what I did, I twisted my back. Really, I did a good job. And I twisted it. I have an injury that's almost gone between L4 and L5. Boy, howdy, if you know anatomy and you look at that, you see all the things that get affected by it. But if you're familiar with the inimitable Louise Hay and everyone who followed her in her brilliant footsteps, you know that I had suddenly become frightened at the prospects of being known in the world, with an erroneous belief that I did not have support, financial or otherwise, to carry out my work. The body always is listening, and it always keeps the score. The more you pay attention, the more you see how everything impacts your life on every level of your life. I know we are divine beings of light, and we are capable of anything we set our minds and our hearts to. This is my favorite quote from Alan Cohen, and it's been used and diced up a million times. But the whole quote is, only those who see the invisible can do the impossible. When you shift your vision, you shift your results. When you change the way you see the world you see will change. Isn't that amazing? Only those who see the invisible can do the impossible. Are you one of those blessed, wide-awake people that can create anything? This is where we want to say, hell yes. I mean, we want to wake up. Come on, yes. Yeah, come on. Absolutely, you can be part of this club. You can. It takes work, but you've got to look at your stuff and you've got to decide, I'm going in a better direction. And that happens 1,000,000 times a day. 1,000,000 times a day. If you call everything that happens in your life good, you will see one miracle after another. We're great planners, and we plan to avoid fear so that nobody scares us or things don't go awry. But whatever happens in your life, call it good. Oh, didn't see that coming. Okay. Wonder what miracle this is going to lead to. And that's how you work with it. The world needs us. Boy, it needs us to expand to our own brightest, biggest, clearest sense of self immediately. But don't waste a minute. Just start right now. Decide what you're going to be. Know that you are already it. And it's an issue of taking off all the social mind coverings and finding the brilliance inside. It's already there. Nurture it. Bring it out into the open. I know our world is topsy-turvy right now. It's always been. More so maybe right now than ever, because we have more ways of communicating and we see it all quicker. I don't listen to the news, because if I do, then I get really down, and if I'm down and I'm going to be having an appointment with you, I'm going to bring all that to you. See how it works? So I decide daily where I'm going to put my divine self, so I don't allow myself to be in that tractor beam of all that yuck. It'll go on, but here's the thing. When we deliberately and conscientiously continue elevating our internal vibration, and we're vibrating at a high level, the yuck can't see us. You know, we can know it's over there, but if we do believe that we are all so intimately connected in the world, then you know that as you heal your family, you heal your neighborhood, you heal your city, your community, your state. So that is the focus. It's always got to be the focus of what your work is. So find only holy and spiritual places to take that instrument of your body, your mind, and your spirit, and don't subject yourself to name-calling, fighting. It only diminishes who you are meant to be. Let the bullies duke it out. Let them have their way. You'll be in a state of deep prayer and continuing awareness, and your light will be getting brighter and brighter and brighter, ultimately healing yourself, your family, the world, and the universe. The key is always to continue to elevate your vibrational field. Boy, it takes awareness. Don't scatter your good. Surround yourself with appropriate words of affirmation and prayers for your good. In this year, I've shared with you topics about there's always a way. We have talked about love as the foundation of everything. We've talked about living by God's grace and the power of connection. All of those hinge on authentic gratitude coming to fruition in your life in order to propel all of those other things. When we remember that in the world of bodies, we are all separate, but in the world of spirit, we are all one. That can help us to keep appropriate boundaries from hurtful, useless information as we continue with our own elegant journey toward wholeness and deep gratitude for all that is. Give ongoing gratitude that all is well in your life, and it will be. I make you that promise. Try it. If you're a little grumpy, I get it. Nobody does grumpy or snarky better than me. But I catch it quicker. And the minute I catch it, I flip it. And I start giving gratitude. I have a home. Jimmy Carter said that people in our country don't realize that just the value of having a home puts you above 90% of the people in the world. I've got a home. I'm betting you do too. I want to leave you today with a powerful quote. And first, before I go there, when I talk about a gratitude program, it's not hard. You know, this little book that my friend Maureen Kelly wrote, The Pocket Guru Morning Guidance, it is full of more wisdom. It's a daily dose of gratitude. And I keep this, well, you know where it is. It's in the bathroom, right? Where I'm a captive audience. Today's reading is The Message from Spirit. You are plugged in to a spiritual transfusion of light and healing energy, tapped into an endless supply of love, and it's available to us all. Feel free to share it. Thank you. You can get a little tiny book like this, $5.99 at Kroger. Carry it with you. Start writing down everything you're grateful for. And at the end of the week or the end of the month or the end of the year, holy crow, go back and read it because it's extraordinary. So this quote, and it usually makes me cry. I'm going to try not to. But if I do, I do. And this is from Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma means great soul. When I despair, I always remember that all through history, the way of truth and love have always won. There have been tyrants and murderers, and for a time, they can seem to be invincible. But in the end, they always fail. Think of it. They always fail. Love, gratitude, light, and truth always wins. And so it is. Thank you so much.
So guess what time it is? It's time to give back to that which has nourished you. I'm asking the ushers if they could come forward, please. So we have several ways where you can give your gift. You can give it to the ushers as they come by. You can use a credit card in our bookstore. There's a terminal in the back. Or you can find a document in front of you in your book pocket that has a QR code. And for our online viewers, you can make a contribution using the link on your monitor. You can mail your check to our street address also. So say with me. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Thank you for your loving gifts.
Scattered round this country, my two brothers and me, we never spoke to each other except to disagree. But when we all got that phone call, Dad was sick and Mom needed help, we all pitched in, came together again, put our differences on the shelf. One family, one family, together in times of need. We are one family. There have been times in our country when we haven't seen eye to eye. North and South divided, or the left against the right. But in our darkest hours, we remembered how much we still cared. We reached out to help and gave of ourselves, our blood, our tears, and our prayers. One family, one family, together in times of need. We are one family. Down through the ages, so many nations have fought for peace. Now I have a vision, someday the whole world will be one family, one family, together in times of need. We are one family. Sing it with us. One family. Yes, we are. One family. Everybody together in times of need. We are one family. In the cities and the towns, oh, we can be one family. In the north and the south, one family. We can come together in times of need. Maybe one family. Come on, sing it with us now. All the people of the world, can't you see us singing in peace, living in love, living in harmony? I see us coming together till everybody's free, and we're one family. That's what I see. Together in times of need, we are one family. And amen. And more.
Yes, we are one family. Thank you all for being here today. I'd like to once again thank you, Rosemary Cathcart, for being here. Thank you, Gordon. Thank you, Pam Atha, for joining us on stage. And thank you to What's your name? I'm sorry. My name is Mark. I'm just kidding. I've known Mark for 30 years.
How are you?
I'm great. How about you? So we have a few announcements today. Let's get together and have a blessing and give some gratitude. So we're planning our annual Thanksgiving potluck on November the 19th, and it follows our service. The center is going to provide turkey and dressing and drinks. You're welcome to bring whatever side dish or dessert is your specialty. We ask you that you sign up on a list that's in our fellowship hall so Beverly can plan accordingly, okay? At our town hall last week, we discussed sending out a survey to get everybody's opinion and thoughts on our interim space, our permanent space, and our preferences for our service. So all members of CSLN should receive a survey this next week. If you don't receive one, please let us know at our office. And our next town hall is scheduled for December the 3rd. It's after the service. Please mark your calendars. And thank you all who participated last week. We are starting our child care program again. We're hoping to open it in just a few weeks. We're looking for a few more community volunteers to assist. So if you can volunteer just one Sunday with our paid assistant, or if you can just give an hour, if you could just let us know at admin@csln.org. And I think if you want to know where we're going, knowing what we're doing, please join and unite with David Armholder as he's holding a visioning circle on the 26th of November. It follows the service and it'll be upstairs in the classroom. So before we close, I'd like to thank our visitors who are here today. Thank you, Reverend John. I see you out here. I'm not going to ask anybody to stand, but I will ask you if anybody is a visitor to join us in our fellowship hall. We sure would like to meet you. We'd like for you to get to know us a little bit better. If you're watching online, please give us a thumbs up. And I'm going to ask all the practitioners and speakers to come up front, and just for you to know, if there's something heavy on your heart, if there's something in your heart's desire, please don't leave here today without allowing us the opportunity to assist you. If you have a health issue or something else is troubling you, if you want to attract a new career, you have more abundance, harmony with your family, just ask one of these professionals, or you can fill out a prayer request. There is a prayer request form right in front of you in the pocket. You can put it in our confidential drop box right outside in the hallway. If you're watching online, you can go directly to our practitioner page and email them. And I would like for you now just to join me in our closing treatment. In this moment of now, I know truth. I know that there's one mind, one power, one presence, and one love. And this loving action of spirit is all there is. And it's indwelling presence within me. And I'm filled with joy at the thought of this oneness. And I know that my life unfolds as love. And that love carries me forward in this day to the truth of my being. All of my needs are met, and I let go, and I allow God, I allow Spirit to answer my heart's desires. So I release any unpleasant encounter that generates negativity and judgment, and I let divine guidance lead me to my rightful place. I know I deserve only the best and accept my good right now. So today, I seek wholeness in all matters of health, relationship, finances, creativity, whatever. I move forward in right thinking and love, and remembering that whatever I give comes back to me. And I give love, and I receive joy. And so with a very grateful heart, I'm thank you for everybody who is here today. I'm so grateful for our new building and our minister. I'm so grateful to have such wonderful, creative people in my life and in this community. So I'm releasing these words to the law, knowing that the law can only act upon it. I know it is this and so much better and so much more. And together we say, and so it is.
All right, everybody, let's stand for our just where